Hello, my fellow concerned friends, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for showing up and watching today and supporting me every single time I post. It genuinely means the world to me. And if you're new here, hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Out of all of these other videos you could have clicked on, you chose mine. I really appreciate that. I hope that you stick around and you get something beneficial from my content today. And if you're not new here, I just want to let you guys know I have made a second channel called Danielle's Ramblings, where I'll just be sharing more of, personal stories that I want to share with you guys, life updates, things that are going on, explanations on my absences, talking about my mental health and bringing awareness to that, yada, yada, yada. Just a bunch of random rambling stuff that won't be on like a post schedule. Whenever I feel passionate about something or like I just want to get something off my chest, I will be posting on that channel. Thank you so much to everybody who has already subscribed and interacted with my video where I'm telling you guys why I took a leave of absence and the whirlwind that has been happening in my life for like the past 2-3 weeks now. So if that's something that you're interested in knowing where I'm at when I take breaks and stuff like that, definitely go check out that channel. And once again, a big thank you to those of you who went over there and subscribed and have interacted. I posted a video, I think at the end of April, regarding a situation at a school board meeting where a man named Keith Ervin called a teenage girl hot and put his arm around her to pull her in for a hug without her consent. A lot of you did not see that video. I know for a fact a lot of you did not see that video, and a lot of you wanted to see that video. I did make a video about this when it happened. Unfortunately, YouTube decided that my video was putting a child in danger. The reason being because I showed the clip where in a public school board meeting, this clip has been shared everywhere on YouTube by news sources as well as other people, I blurred out the teenager, and the clip is quite literally just him calling her hot and putting his arm around her. And YouTube said, no, Danielle, you are the problem. You are putting kids in danger. So since I know so many of you guys did not see that video, obviously, and it was also just restricted a lot. Like, I don't know if that even came up on anybody's like homepage or anything. Like, YouTube was down my throat with that one. Okay, I had to do a lot of editing just to even get it allowed to be posted. And again, I don't understand. I talk about this a lot, that YouTube really just dislikes my content. But since I know so many of you did not see that video, I'm going to give you a recap of what has happened. And I am going to include the clip, except I'm going to even more crop it because I want you to see this man's face. I want you to see how comfortable he is, like how normal this behavior is to him in public, in a room surrounded full of other school board members, parents, and members of the community are all in this room, including police officers. And this man felt so comfortable to do this. No shame in his face, no hesitation in his face. He literally interrupts a brief moment of silence in a conversation to take over a conversation talking about education, talking about this teenage girl's dreams of the future for education, not only for herself, but also younger students, how the school board can make a better education happen for all students. He decided to completely shift gears on the conversation to call this student hot.
Board, as any board in Tennessee should consider and this board has considered and has supported, those CTE STEM career exploration opportunities absolutely should continue to be offered to our middle school students leading into our high schools, preparing for high school. So yes, it would be an opportunity to consider strengthening and making sure every middle school student has that level of quality.
And do you think that you would start implementing bits and pieces in like RTI time starting in the elementary school so that they can, dip their toes in and then can almost just like step by step get them to high school, get them out, get them into a career?
The career exploration, at least being aware should begin as early as kindergarten. And just so, and that happens. I mean, that happens now. Our elementary classrooms talk about careers, and our elementary students ask questions. So, yeah, it would definitely be something we continue to do in our pre-K 5s, if that were the case. As it is currently done in our pre-K 8s. But
God, you're hot. You know that? Where do you go to school at?
I have a
All right.
What you are seeing is they, like I said, are talking about education, the future of education, how we as a school can better educate our students and give our students a better future. Keith decides to quite literally go right before he says it. Like, we all adults know that implication, like, oh, you're so hot. Oh, you look so good. You're so beautiful. You're so handsome, whatever. That's what he does to a child in the middle of a meeting. Really honestly highlighting how intelligent this teenage girl is, and how caring and empathetic and how much she values her education. Water it down to a child being attractive in your grown mind. You are deplorable. God, you're hot. You know that? While he grabs her chair, by the way, literally moves her chair to rotate her to face him, to put his arm around her without her consent and call her hot. And that's not the end of it, because once he removes his arm and there's that awkward silence and the other school board member continues speaking, he decides to reach over and grab around her shoulder one more time, giving her a little pat on the back. Again, okay, mind you, nobody said anything. Nobody stopped and was like, Keith, that's weird. Why did you do that? Nobody decided to stand up and discreetly pull Keith out of the room to have a conversation about this. Not even the police officers that were there. Nobody did anything. Because Keith felt entitled to be able to touch that child. He felt entitled to that child's body because he is older and he is a man and she is a little girl, a teenage girl. And he felt so confident in his behavior that he did that in a room full of a whole community of people from this town, and no one stopped him. I wonder what conversations have been had privately amongst these men that are part of the school board membership. Just part of the school board, I guess, whatever. I genuinely, it blows my mind how a police officer can sit in that room and see that happen and not think to himself, I need to pull him aside and talk to him, or when this is over, I need to have a serious conversation with this man. That is why this continues, because no one says anything. And it's because they don't want to feel shame. They don't want to feel embarrassed. They don't want to be the only one doing it. And in a way, I can't really blame them, because I don't know about you, but I can't tell you how many videos that I have seen of specifically when the files initially released of people being in the airports, people being in other public places saying, these have been released and none of us are doing anything about it. Like, why aren't we all freaked out? I cannot believe that in basically, I could be wrong, I've not seen every single one, but in every single video that I saw of somebody recording somebody doing this, they're framing it like, this person's insane. Can you believe that this person is making a scene in public? Oh my goodness. And nobody around is doing anything. They're just staring at their phones. They're completely ignoring it, or they are just staring at the person.
All of y'all are acting normal. All of y'all are acting normal. You gotta catch your flights. You gotta go to work. The Epstein files have been released, and all of y'all are acting normal. All of y'all. The Epstein files have been released. All of y'all are acting normal. Epstein files have been released, and all of y'all are acting normal. All of y'all acting normal. They can laugh, but y'all can Google it. They can laugh, but y'all can Google it. The Epstein files have been released, and all of y'all are acting normal. All of y'all are acting normal.
Well, let me concentrate. They might not lost their goddamn mind.
Acting normal.
Everybody's calling.
No,
Hey. Yeah. Wait, don't say nothing.
Because the Epstein files, what I'm reading,
She said
and everybody in this room can read. If you go to Google, right now, everybody in this room can read. They are eating. They are trapping children.
This is deeply disturbing. Imagine how much further we would be as a society, especially in terms of protecting marginalized groups of people, if we all joined in on that same anger. It is so concerning to me that nothing was done about this behavior till the community cried out, till the community saw the footage and said that is wrong. And even then, it was not taken seriously by the school board. There were protests protesting Keith being there. If you did not know this, I did not know this until the first video that I made, but school board members are elected. It's not like they can be hired and fired. They're elected. So technically Keith couldn't be fired, right? So they decided to censure him. And the community was not happy. They protested. They had signs. They were showing up to the school board meetings to voice their concerns to Keith. And just seeing the carelessness in this man's face, it is absolutely deplorable. I will play some of that footage for you now.
I spoke to audience members after the meeting to get their thoughts.
Seek help, Mr. Ervin. Seek help.
Washington County School Board member Keith Ervin has been censured after a video of him making a comment to a student at a school board meeting went viral. Community members say the censure is a slap on the wrist. Many want to see Ervin resign.
I don't believe in second chances when it comes to minors, especially. What I will say for him is that people are angry, are sad, embarrassed for this community. The feeling I have, truthfully, is sadness for him, that in his heart he can do that.
I think a lot of the members of that board need to resign too. They grossly reacted with negligence to his statement and his response to the girl. They attempt to say it's taken out of context without even saying that they're sorry for the inappropriate touching and the way that he reacted and interacted with her as a person.
But not all public comment was in opposition of Ervin. Some say the whole situation has been taken out of context.
It's not Keith that has made this county on world news or whatever. It's the loud minority that gets on Facebook and runs their mouth about something that takes it out of context and just that doesn't say.
That's inappropriate. Please let him speak.
They just take it out of context and they run with it.
Keep your hands off, girl.
I am so glad that the community came together to call for the resignation of Boyd as well as Ervin. And honestly, I think that all of them should resign. I want to say forced to be resigned, but like honestly, if you are an elected official and you do something like this, yeah, you should be fired. I don't care about the red tape. I know people like always get so mad at me. It's like the same thing when men get mad. I know I'm saying like stereotypically. It's like the stereotype, like men get really mad when you're like, why can't we just print more money? Which also I think is a valid question, but I don't care. I don't care. If you do something like this, immediate extermination. Okay? Immediately. Every single one of them, down to that woman on the school board who sat there, turned her head and watched the whole thing happen with a smile on her face. Okay, and Boyd even came online and gave an interview essentially saying, what he said's not my responsibility. Like, I don't speak for him, blah, blah, blah.
As far as the comment made by the board member, just like any individual board member, whether it's the vote they cast or the comments that they make, you know, they need to be the ones to respond to questions about what their intent was in their comments.
You did when you were silent. All of you did when you were silent. Because a decent human being would have at least made a simple statement that would make the entire room uncomfortable and be able to sit with the fact that that was weird. And that could have been as simple as, why did you touch her like that? Anything. All of y'all stayed silent. All of y'all saw nothing wrong with it. I highly doubt it was anybody on the school board that was involved in these protests or involved in calling for the resignation of Keith. I highly, highly doubt it. So in that case, all of y'all need to go. And there is an election to elect new members this August. So all of y'all in this county, the Washington County, okay, you have an opportunity to put hopefully good people in those seats. So if you are one of those good people and you think that you would be a good fit to work for the Board of Education, I don't know all the things that people in the Board of Education do, but I mean, if they got Keith Ervin there, how hard could it be? I'm sorry if you're part of the Board of Education and it's actually really, really hard. And, but yeah, I hope you get what I'm saying. If you can, you definitely should go try to fix the problems at this school. All of them need to resign. So I am so glad that the community did what the school board members could not, or I should say chose not to. It was taken out of context. No, it was not. Full context, and it still looks absolutely wrong because it was. This was an educational meeting where this young teenage girl had a chance to shine bright in her intelligence, and that she did. I listened to a lot of the meeting. It went way over my head on some things, okay? I'm clearly not even that smart or intelligent to be able to make like statements and plans the way that they were discussing. There is no context in which a grown man, not related to the kid at all either, which even still as a mom, I am constantly saying, can I give you a hug to my kids? Can blah, 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 because it's not my body. You're not even related. It's not like you're her grandpa or something where like maybe in your family that's okay. You are essentially a stranger to this girl. And you interrupted an educational conversation to call that child hot and put your arm around her without her consent, where she obviously looks uncomfortable, and we're going to pretend like that's just taken out of context. Like this guy came on here essentially saying that everybody's just little crybabies. What about how that girl felt? I don't care about how you feel entitled to be able to touch little girls. I don't care at all. Honestly, at this point, I hope you start to be investigated too, because how dare you come up on a platform and say that, try to justify or excuse in any way, shape, or form that it is ever appropriate or okay to call a child hot, no matter the context, no matter the situation, and especially in the middle of a school board meeting. Like, you have deep problems. Not only the person, that guy who sat there and was like, it's taken out of context, but people like Keith and every single person on that school board. What is going on in your homes? How are you treating your family members, your young family members? And honestly, I think that Keith needs like his hard drive checked. I am so serious. But this little girl was not okay with this. Obviously, it's not even like the community said this is wrong, and then the girl and her family are like, oh my gosh, guys, it's not even that big of a deal. That's not what's happening. She was hurt by this. She was. And she herself so bravely went to that school board right in front of Keith himself and gave a beautiful speech on how it affected her and how it was wrong and what she hopes happens.
On the April 2nd meeting. To begin, I want to address Ervin's actions, which were not only unwelcome, but sexist and derogatory. I know this because he has not behaved this way with any of our male members, nor do I believe that he ever would. I do not wish to beat a dead horse, as everyone here has clear context as to what happened was wrong. The failure to act on the board's behalf was and is equivalent to his actions, as it has hurt me just as much. To watch the chairperson be so quick to bang her gavel to control the public, yet not use it once in order to control her own peer, was disgusting. I understand the shock. I was there. But it is her responsibility to control and represent this board. You all have done a poor job at that representation. Gaining global attention for sexual comments and assault is not the reputation that Washington County deserves. Everyone on this board shares that blame, just as every voter who put you into office shares that responsibility. I believe that you're all cowards, especially those who use their God as a cop-out for forgiveness. Just as religion is not allowed in schools by authority figures, it has no place in this boardroom or any professional setting. If you choose to forgive him, that is your right, but own it. What you lack is accountability, and that just might be the most disturbing part. I do not forgive you, and I do not accept your fake apologies used to protect yourselves. I do not believe that you deserve that peace of mind. So every time that you feel a little bit of discomfort from the public, I want you to remember that it isn't even a fraction of what I felt on April 2nd. With all of that being said, thank you. Thank you for teaching me that no one will stand up for me besides myself. Thank you for showing this community what you believe it means to protect our children. Thank you for giving me a reason to advocate for policies that require board members to have the equivalent, if not greater, training than school administrators on and appropriate conduct. Thank you for showing us the importance of voting locally, and thank you for giving me another reason to get a little bit tougher. That's all.
Thank you for giving me a reason to be a little tougher, was her last statement. And she should have never had to been. She was there advocating for better education, for a better future for herself and her peers, and has walked away from that and come back to that, to now change direction to advocating for better training and education so that her very educators could have kept her safe. The very people that should have. And I didn't know this. I mean, like, now I'm thinking, like, okay, I probably did. I just wasn't thinking about this. But someone had a gavel and was pounding the gavel to stop people from saying mean and offensive things. But she didn't use that gavel to stop that inappropriate behavior. Women are just as much guilty as men. If you are a woman who sees this behavior happening, even if you yourself say to yourself, I would never do that, I hate that so much, if you're not saying something, you are just as much part of the problem. Allowing it to happen makes you just as guilty. They are cowards. And she gave such a good speech. This did hurt. And I believe her when she says he has not and would not act that way with male students. Every single person on that board deserves to be forced to resign, fired. I don't care how it happens. Put them all in handcuffs so that they literally can't do their job anymore. I don't care. They do not need to be in a position of authority and power over children when they cannot stop the most obvious red flag of a man taking it upon himself to feel entitled to a child's body in a room full of people and to water down her intelligence to his sick perversions he is projecting on her, and no one in that room said anything. That little girl had to get up there and advocate for herself. I'm sure she wanted to. But she should not have had to be put in that position. As she said, it should have been the school board members advocating for her, speaking for her, saying that it's wrong, but they didn't. The message that they sent her is that it is okay for a man to water you down to his own perversions for his own pleasure, and you should just take it. That's just part of life as a woman. That's what they just showed her. And I am so thankful for the community there. If you're watching, thank you for gathering around her, lifting her up, giving her the strength that she should not need to be able to say this is wrong. And I will put a stop to this. That is powerful. Incredibly powerful. And also very, very heartbreaking. She went into that meeting, that first meeting, probably so excited, probably have worked so hard to prepare what she was going to say for who knows how long, just to walk away feeling stripped of something, watered down for the male gaze. I know a lot of us can relate to how that feels. And then she had to come back strong and saying that this is wrong and I will put a stop to it. And they all sat there with a blank face. It is so scary that at the amount of people who do not have a problem with putting hands on children. It is seriously scary to me. And is what drives me to continue making this content. It's what drives me to continue trying to get people to see that this is serious. It does not matter that he just put his arm around her and called her hot. What else has he gotten away with? And if he gets away with that, what else will he feel like it's okay to do? Because clearly he felt comfortable enough to do that, like I've said a million times, in a room full of people, and no one said anything. Until everyone said something. Washington County Board of Education member Keith Ervin has been charged with assault following an April board meeting incident involving a student representative. According to a report from the Jonesboro Police Department, a Washington County grand jury returned a true bill on May 11th for one count of simple assault against Ervin under Tennessee Code Annotated 3-13-101A3. The charge stems from an April 2nd Washington County Board of Education meeting where Ervin was publicly recorded calling a student board member hot and touching her arm. That is an understatement. He did not just touch her arm. He literally reached around her twice. Ervin has previously said the comment was taken out of context. According to the police report, the student's father filed the charge on April 3rd. The report states Ervin was ordered to receive a criminal summons after the grand jury returned the true bill. Police say Ervin was contacted by phone on May 18th and came to the Jonesboro Police Department headquarters where he was served with the criminal summons. Court records show Ervin is scheduled to appear in court August 7th, 2026. Ironically, the same month the elections take place. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I do not like the term simple assault. Although I understand why it quite literally was simple assault. But I just don't like, because whenever you put simple in front of something, it makes it seem not as serious. And point blank period, touching somebody without their consent is always that serious because it says more about you than anything else. You feel entitled to other people. That is unacceptable. Yeah, you should be charged every single time. If you touch somebody without their consent, yeah, I think that you should be charged. Maybe a lot of people are going to say like, oh my gosh, Danielle, it's really not that big. It will be a big deal once you realize you can't put your hands on people the first time, right? So I am glad that the police are doing something about this, although once again, you could have, the very day it happened, you could have, Mr. Police Officer who's sitting in the back and literally chuckled when he called that student hot, you could have used your police brain cells and rubbed them together and thought, even if I personally am a weirdo and see nothing wrong with this, I know according to the law it's wrong, so I should do something about this, right? Because that's your literal job. We're supposed to have trust in them, right? So now you're doing something about it. The public forced you to do something about it. It was the public that had to tell you guys that it was wrong. It was that father that had to come to you and file charges just so you guys can agree that it is wrong for a grown man to touch a child and call a child hot. I don't know if that's going to be backwards, so I'll do it this way too. Loser, loser, loser. I don't care. Like, you lazy. Ooh, it makes me genuinely so mad. And I've talked about this before too. Like when we talk a lot about AI child harm videos that get found online and things that are like, passed around and stuff. And I've talked about this before. I can't remember the exact statistics. There was another video where I showed the actual statistics, but I think it's like 77% of law enforcement, or I think it might be higher, specifically on Twitter, have Twitter accounts. And that's not just like individual police officers. Like that does also include like departments have Twitter accounts. I don't have a Twitter account, but like I have been tagged and sent enough stuff and told enough stuff to know that illegal content is not hard to find on Twitter. And yet I'm not seeing police departments posting on Facebook bragging about how many pedos they have caught and cracked down on. No, we see police departments bragging about how many tickets they gave out, how many DRUG busts they've had. Yeah, your priorities are really in line, dude. Because you're scrolling past illegal content every single day. I know they get sent illegal content every single day because I'm one of the people who report anything that I see, and yet I have never been contacted about anything. So you expect me to respect the fact that you have pressed charges, criminal charges against him after you could have just done it day one. You didn't need a whole community telling you that it was wrong. You imbecile. But that's really everything I have to tell you guys today. That's all of the updates and recapping what a lot of you couldn't see. I will definitely be keeping my eye on this, obviously, because I want justice served. When one of us wins, all of us wins. Okay, I want justice served. And then after that, I want all the school board members who thought it was okay to also be brought to justice. Like, I know, Danielle, it's really not them. Oh my gosh, they just didn't say anything. They shouldn't be punished. I think that they should. I'm not saying throw them in prison and lock away the key, but like I actually do think that there should be punishments in place for people who are complicit or do not very bad crimes. It's not that bad. I just called a kid hot. Yeah, I think that that should be punished because it sets a precedent. It sets a precedent that this is not okay. And if you see something, you should say something or you're complicit in it. Sue me, I guess. That's my opinion. But yeah, like I said, that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and comment and let me know what you guys think. And also don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed already if you enjoyed this video. And if you guys are interested in my second channel, I just want to re-mention the second channel. I will have it down in the description. And yeah, I really hope to see you guys over there. I have a lot that the more I think about it, I would like to yap about. I think I said in that video that I feel like I'm kind of a boring person, but actually there are a lot of things that like I just think abstractly about and I'm like, it's really not that serious. Probably doesn't even make that much sense, but I like to talk about random things. I also like reading a lot, so I might start doing like book reviews and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do there, but I do know that I have a lot of ideas, so I would love to see you guys over there if that's something that you're interested in from me. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really excited to see your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next one.